Napa, California. Birds chirp as a blissful breeze whispers through the beautiful valley. The serene location attracts visitors from all over the world, inviting them to marvel at its rolling hills through the view of an empty wine glass. However, this time of year, grapes aren't the only things being crushed in wine country. Every summer, the Oakland Raiders, one of the most feared franchises in NFL history, descend upon this peaceful Northern California town to kick off their preseason training camp. And although it doesn't seem like your typical pairing, this year the silver and black are fitting in well with the laid-back Napa locals. But that wasn't the case just 1 year ago.
This is now an ongoing criminal investigation. The Napa Police Department is not releasing a whole lot of details at this time.
I don't know any of that.
I didn't know anything about that, so we don't pay no attention to it.
It has never been a distraction.
We're just going to handle it internally. The one thing I will tell you is when all the facts come out, everything will be fine.
Although charges were eventually dropped, the alleged altercation between Cable and assistant coach Randy Hansen not only turned Napa on its head, but set the tone for what would be a Raiders season plagued with drama. The star, controversial quarterback Jamarcus Russell.
I don't think it's me personally. I really don't. It's a bad combination of one guy doesn't do something right one time and he doesn't do it. It all plays, a play. But I personally don't think it's me. Do you think so?
The Raider Nation demanded the benching of Russell. They got their wish, and the silver and black responded.
Here's Gronkowski now going to throw for the end zone, and it's gone! Touchdown! Raiders!
While no one was celebrating their 5-11 finish, fans found promise in the Raiders' late-season wins, a resolve that grew when Raider owner Al Davis made the offseason decision to keep Tom Cable as head coach and finally get rid of the team's dead weight. With new quarterback Jason Campbell calling the plays, a class of hungry rookies, and a refocused commitment to excellence, a glimmer of hope is shimmering in the black hole as 2010 could mark the year for a Raider resurrection.
There is a new vibe at the Raiders training camp facility in Napa today as Tom Cable addressed the media for the first time on the 2010 season. A very calm and confident Cable said he feels very relaxed and is ready to get the season started, but he also said there was no doubt who his starting quarterback would be.
Jason is the starter. You know, he's come here today or yesterday like everybody else, and he's going to go out in the first huddle, and he's going to do that. And as we move forward tomorrow morning and go to practice the first time, Jason will be in that first huddle.
Jason Campbell arrived in Napa after a 4-12 campaign in 2009 with the Washington Redskins. And while his record may not seem like an improvement, his attitude about being a Raider is what made him stand out.
You starting to feel like a Raider?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like a Raider. It's Raider Nation out here. And, you can tell the fans, really want to win. And, it'd be special if we could win this year and do something to help turn it around because, they're hungry for it. And, we're going to give them all we got. We're going to fight for them. We're going to work hard. Is it going to be great each and every week or good each and every week? No, maybe not, but we're going to fight. You're going to have to fight through the ups and the downs of a 16-game season. There's highs, there's lows. And when you're high, you can't feel like you're above everyone. But then when you're low, you can't get so down as you can't get back up. So we got to try to keep an even keel throughout the season.
Comcast SportsNet analyst Bill Romanowski.
Jason Campbell brings professionalism. He comes ready, prepared, and that's what you're going to get from him.
We got a good guy. We can get a dependable guy. A guy's going to work hard. He'll be there for us every day. He's not going to shy away from anything. You know what to expect. We know what to expect. We know where the balls are going to be. That's really all you can ask for as receivers, a dependable guy that's going to go out there and work hard every day. So we have that now. We're ready to work. We're ready to forget about everything else and move forward.
We're just real hungry and passionate for that kind of leadership there. And I don't know that it's as big a task as maybe it is at some other times in guys' careers other places. So I think he's been welcomed, and he's kind of taken it and running with it.
Well, I just came here, just to work hard. Work hard and, give everything I got. Just do what I can to help the team win. We're going to be a team. It's not going to be one individual that's going to do it. It's not going to be two individuals. We got to do it as a team and as a whole unit. And that's my plan. Is just to work with my teammates and just be here for them.
CSNBayArea.com senior insider Ray Ratto.
He gets them from
our quarterback is an absolute disaster too. Our quarterback isn't bad, and if we don't ask him to do a lot of extraordinary things, he can get us some victories.
You know, he messes up a little bit, but we all do. But, you know, for him to be in meetings, get that extra time, you know, he's dedicated to winning. And if your quarterback's like that, the team just has to follow.
I'm just going to try to, you know, complete the passes, you know, move the team. And, you know, like I said, we got an opportunity to go down the field. And, you know, I think that'll be something that we'll be able to do.
He is just going to get better, you know, week in and week out. I'm fired up. I'm excited about it. And I think the Raider Nation should be.
He has kind of an interesting delivery. He's not a classic over-the-top deep ball throwing quarterback. He doesn't have to throw for 350. I mean, that's not how he's built anyway. He just has to, you know, not throw interceptions, not put the ball on the ground, call the right play, you know, just be an efficient quarterback.
Jason Campbell, go out there and kick butt for the Raiders. Go out there and do your thing and win football games. And that's what the Raider Nation wants. That's what the Raider organization needs. That's what the rest of the players want.
You know, coming here, it's kind of like you got drafted all over again. You know, it's a new start. You know, Oakland's trying to turn it around. They're trying to become a new team. You know, and they made a lot of changes. And you know, I think they're trying to do things the right way and get it going in the right direction.
Part of that direction is bringing in new offensive coordinator Hugh Jackson. The former Baltimore Ravens quarterback coach provides a spark to the Raiders offense, who were ranked second to last in 2009.
You know, he's very energetic. And I told him he must take spark every morning.
Everybody talks about my style. Yeah, I'm kind of in-your-face guy. I play coach with a lot of energy and whatever that is. But the most important thing, I'm looking for a result. I'm after a result, and the result is that I can get our players, whether it's offense against defense, defense against offense, to compete at a high level, because that's what this game is.
I think the players feel it. There's a certain confidence that he brings to them, an excitement that he brings. And guess what? If they mess up, he's going to get all over you.
I'm sure you can hear him out there. He's fitting in well. He's got us motivated, and, you know, we're working harder than ever. And I feel like it's coming together. It's taken us some time, but it's coming together.
It seems clear that he wants the offense run a specific way. But he's made demands of those guys that he's going to adhere to. And what the players over there need to hear is, this is how we're doing it. And if you don't do it that way, you're not playing.
He holds us accountable for everything we do on and off the field. You know, he wants the best out there, and we want to give it to him.
Our guys have really embraced my attitude and the things that I'm looking for, because the bottom line is we want to win, and we expect to win here. And that's the difference. There's an expectation here. The Raiders are supposed to win, and that is our expectation, and that's what we're going to do.
Winning games, however, will depend on more than just a new quarterback and a new playbook, but a large batch of first- and second-year players. Can the Silver and Black rely on their young talent to step up? More as Raider Resurrection returns. With a new offense in place and a new quarterback taking the snaps, the question remains, who will be the Raiders' go-to receiver? The answer, last year's first-round draft pick, Darius Hayward-Bay.
DHB, there's one thing about him that you cannot coach on a football field, and that is speed. He is a lightning rod out there. He is a guy that can make you look foolish. He's got to be more consistent catching the football.
His history last year was he didn't catch a lot of balls, and he dropped a fair amount. His job this year is not one of maturity. It's to just haul in a deep pass.
After tallying only 9 receptions in 2009, how is it that Hayward-Bay has grown in between his rookie and sophomore seasons?
My work ethic was here, now it's up there. Simple.
You know, if he does have a drop, if he does make a mistake, just how he handles it the next play. I think that's the greatest growth I've seen in him.
He went right to work after the season. That's what you want to see in a pro. That's what you want to see in a first-round draft pick.
Just working hard, trying to make the plays that are there. Dropped a few. got upset about that. Try to make the next one.
Much of Hayward Bay's improvement can be attributed to the man lining up across from him in practice, three-time Pro Bowl cornerback Nnamdi Asomugha.
And all I'm doing is after practice, just working on the things that he needs help with, allowing him to see different looks from me. And, you know, I figure if he can do that with me every day after practice, he can help us out a lot.
Him being, you know, the top DB in the league, you know, picking his brain is key. You know, when we go against those other guys in the league, if I can figure out Nnamdi and he can help me out, it's going to work out for this team.
There's a friendly competition that goes on. But guess what? It's healthy, it's good, and every day it makes you better.
Every time you get a chance to go against, you know, the top DBs and stuff like that, you want to give it your all, you know. And when the receivers go hard, they go hard. You know, DBs tend to slack sometimes.
DHB and Nnamdi, that's a special combination. And for DHB to be able to have a guy like Nnamdi on the team to go up against every day, in his mind, he ought to say, if I can beat this guy, I can beat anybody in the National Football League.
Lining up on the other sideline from Hayward Bay is last year's fourth-round selection, Louis Murphy. Murphy's breakout rookie season included 34 receptions and 4 touchdowns, making his performance this year vital to the Raiders' success.
For the Raiders to progress again, which they haven't done, let's say, in 7 years, he's got to make a natural progression of improvement. And I think he's certainly capable of doing it.
He had a breakout season as a rookie. He did a lot of promising things. Well, guess what? All's last year was, you know, a building block to a greater year this year.
While a lot of pressure is being put on the second-year players, even more is being placed on the shoulders of this year's first-round draft pick, Rolando McClain.
What a pick he was for the Oakland Raiders.
For the first time in a while, people looked at the Raider draft and said, those are the right guys to get. And he was the first right guy.
My whole goal was to be here for the first day of practice. I know I missed a few meetings, but my goal was to be here for the first day of practice, and we got it accomplished.
Now that this deal is done, do you feel any different?
I don't know, personally, I feel the exact same. Like, I mean, I don't have the money right now, so.
If being a rookie wasn't hard enough, McClain is being thrown into the fire as the starting inside linebacker and the man getting the signals from the sideline.
His situation is coming right in as a starter, and a starter that has to be mentally prepared because he's the middle linebacker. So he's got a lot to take on, but they wouldn't give it to him if they didn't think he could handle it.
I've seen a maturity about him. I see a stature, a confidence. I see a guy that shows up in the middle with a presence of, okay, come on, try running against me, because I'm going to knock the crap out of you.
Hitting is like walking. I mean, you're used to it. That's what you do. Been doing it since you're little. I don't know, it's second nature.
And when I see him drop back in his pass drops, and I see him directing, you know, and pointing out receivers and routes coming across the middle, it's impressive.
I think that's what Coach really liked about me, just being able to step up and command the defense. Just something I do.
But with a defense that finished 7th in total tackles and sacks in 2009, McClain is not alone.
He's surrounded by some of the best. When you're a young guy and you see those great pros being great, doing great things, it inspires you.
I have a great group of guys, veteran guys in front of me, so I'm going to let them do their thing, and I'm going to do my thing. And every day I'm going to come out there and be the leader I can be. And I know eventually, whether it's this year or the following year, everybody will know who's the true leader.
We haven't thrown too much at him right now. I think the thing is just keeping him mentally sharp in the things that we are doing. You know, so we'll tone it down so that our base stuff and the things that we'll do the most, he gets down. And then I think as camp continues on, we'll throw more at him.
Nnamdi's got to be a person of influence. So does Richard Seymour. Yeah, Richard Seymour's, you know, been on Champions. I mean, he should be a go-to guy for McClain, and he should be a go-to guy with McClain.
If anyone can recognize talent, it's Seymour. The three-time Super Bowl champion and a member of the 2000s All-Decade team has good reason for believing this season will be different than the last.
Trust me, I've been around some championship caliber football, and I like what I see. I mean, the record was what it was last year, but, you know, I think if we just played better in some key positions, I think we would have been a lot better as a football team. Obviously, we have a lot of goals. We want to win our division first and foremost, go on to the playoffs and the Super Bowl. But at this point, you know, it's so early to even be talking about those things because for me, this is about working on the Raiders and getting ourselves better individually and then moving forward as a football team.
And while the